The characters and events depicted in this podcast is for mere entertainment. Any similarity to actual persons, living or dead, or going through their third surgery is purely coincidental. Listen at your own risk.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new episode of Somos the Next Generation. I hope you guys liked last week's episode. As I promised, I did want to move away from just the gossip and the friends topic. So I wanted to do something a little different. And so, my choice was of paranormal activity and stuff like that. So I hope you did enjoy that story. I will do a second part. I will definitely do a second part of that conversation. Hopefully, it's with my mom, because my mom has a lot of stories, like I did mention. So yes, so keeping oh my gosh, what's the word? I can't think right now. Just stay tuned, and we'll see if we get to that. Okay. In today's topic, I just wanted to go back to, in general, just those times as a kid, before the coming out. Because as you guys remember, back in November, we had an episode of when it came out, to my family, to my parents in Thanksgiving. Such a memorable event. So, I want to talk about everything before that, Thoughts today, would I have done it? Yes and no. I feel like the date or the moment chosen was the incorrect one. I feel like that's a given. I don't think I would do it again on Thanksgiving. Definitely a different date, perhaps. In terms of coming out, I feel like there's really no need for it. Like, if you know who you are, that's all it really matters. Just be yourself. Just be you. So, there's really no need. Yes, maybe there should be some, people you tell, like the closest people, but in terms of having to tell everybody and be like, hey, I'm gay, like, I feel like there's no need for that. You just gotta be free. Just gotta be yourself, true to yourself, and be happy. That's all that matters. Just be happy. So, if I were me then, maybe I would have just sat down, like, with my parents individually or, together, and just be like, hey, mom, hey, dad, I'm gay, whatever. But just very privately, nothing huge, and I don't know. I don't think I thought I'm never going to get over it. I don't think I'm going to, I don't think I thought it through or thoroughly. But anyways, it happened, something I can't regret. It happened already. Oh, well. The important was that, it gave me that boost to be myself. So I am thankful for doing that. So I want to go back in time. I want to go back in time to like my early years, my childhood. In a specific, I wanna speak about fears. Because being gay or being out isn't easy. I mean, I'm sure everybody has known it's not easy. It's not easy to come out or be out, especially in a society that we live in, a society that's very, very judgy and very, topic sensitive in a sense, But back in the day, me as a kid, it's something it's an idea that came through my head when I was probably 12 or 13. Definitely in middle school, that's when it came to my head. The first time that idea of me being being gay, or that term gay came to me, was back in fourth grade. I was what, 9? This was what, 17 years ago? This was in 2004. That was 17 years ago. And yes, I have a good memory. I have a great memory. It's it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. So, sometimes I'm thankful for my memory, and sometimes, I wish I can just forget. And well, this was in fourth grade. I remember that I was with one of my friends. We were sitting down, and she was like, "Hey, I have to tell you something. There, one of your friends has been saying this, and I just I want to be true to you, and I want to tell you what she has been saying. Let's call her friend A." So I was like, okay, well, what's going on? Um, she had told me that friend A has been telling other friends of ours that I was gay. This was in fourth grade. I mean, I was a kid, or maybe it's harder to hide it as a kid. Perhaps it is harder to hide it as a kid. I mean, when you're a kid, and that's what you're supposed to be. You don't have to worry about anything else. You don't have to worry about life in general, adulthood. You just have to be a kid and enjoy your childhood. So maybe because you lived a bit carefree, it was more it was harder to hide it, I guess. Because you know you always know, as a gay man, you have always been, and you have always known. So maybe then I should have taken advantage of that moment and be like, sure, yes, si soy y. But and it's funny because friend A, when back in the day, it was like I had this huge crush on her, and it was like, now that I think about it, it was like, huh, was it a crush, or I just wanted to be her? Maybe I wanted to be her. It wasn't really a crush, I just wanted to be like her. No, I'm kidding. But maybe, was it really noticeable? No, might have. Oh well. Like I mentioned, middle school is that time in your life where you start growing. You become you start. It's like that point right before early adulthood. It's teenage years. When I was in middle school, that's when I kind of like had that little seed in my head, and it was like, and it was kind of tough. It For so many years, I was in like huge disbelief, and it's something I had to suppress. It was like, no, dude, like, you don't know what you're talking about. And it's that fear of society, of what people might think. So I don't know. High school was a whole different thing. Um, in high school, everybody knew this guy. He was probably the only. Actually, he's probably the only openly gay student that I know, that I knew, or that I can think of. I can't pinpoint if anybody else was openly gay during high school, during my time in high school. Pablo was his name. I don't think he's. I mean, we were just classmates. I don't think we ever knew each other. But he was that kid was so gay, but he was like really true to himself, and it makes me think, you know, I think about it now, and maybe that's why during my high school times I was really alone, trying to be something else, trying to be someone else, kind of pulled me away from the group of people that I used to hang out with. I mean, high school was really rough. And I always told my friends, because, just to fuck with them, but it was really tough. High school is those years where you're supposed to enjoy and like live and do this and do that. But me, I never did anything. Um, for 3 consecutive years, I did hang out with my friends here and then, but it wasn't as often as back in middle school or even freshman year. I always remind them of the blue bench that we were sit at, and there were really sad times, guys. I'm gonna start crying. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna start crying. But you know, maybe that's why that fear of being who I was kind of pulled me away, because I didn't want to contradict. If this person knew back in fourth grade, what makes you think that in high school this person wouldn't notice and like confront me about it? So maybe the fact that I just didn't. I mean, I didn't know myself. I I was new, but it's something I wasn't like. I didn't want to believe it, and a lot of gay men and women, they I'm sure they also go through the same thing. And being a teenager, again, you're going through so much shit, you're going through so many changes, and then you have to come across this and add that to the pile, and it's like it was overwhelming. I mean, I wish I wish I can go back in time, not to change anything, or perhaps alter it a little. And I mean, they say, the past is what makes you today in the present. I don't know if that really is that if that's a real quote, but I'll make it a quote. The past makes you who you are today, and maybe that it was destiny for me to be the way I was back in the day. I mean, I had fun. I'm not saying I was a fucking loner for the entire high school years. I had friends. Um, but we just didn't hang out as often. We all drift apart. It happens. I mean, it happened in elementary. It's gonna happen in high school. They all find friends. They make new friends. They hang out with new friends, and of course, they welcome you to the new group. But it's just not. I mean, I've always been scared of change, and changes can be tough. Can be interesting. That could also have been a reason why I pulled myself away from this group of people. Um, but being, maybe when I was 16, maybe no, when I was 16, that's kind of when I started to um, not experiment, but like make what's that? I can't think right now. Um, Kind of be open about the idea of who I was. It took me years to finally admit it. I was 20 to finally admit I was gay, and when I was 16, I had met this guy, and we spoke here and there, but it was just that we would just chat, and it's not something that we met at some point and fucked it all up, fucked it all the way up. No, I kept talking to this guy, and until we maybe 2 years after like that's when we actually met, and it was something that it felt so weird. It felt so weird that I went home, I ran home, quote unquote, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking weird. This is not me. This is not I am. You know, I finally was able to like realize that this is not who I am. Like, I can finally like put that idea away, like kill it. You know, I'm done with that idea, and like one of my friends says, you know, they always come back, and it's, you know, it was very complicated, dude. Being in the closet is not fun, and you know, every time I don't know, it was weird. Just, you know, going back and forth, and you know, still, you know, trying to be in disbelief and that, you know, it's not true. Like, I'm not gay. I'm not gay, and it's like, no, dude, you're super gay, and you must admit it. You know, and I think I had spoken about this back in episode 2 of the season, or episode 3. I remember I was invited back to the beta house with some friends. I think my big sis had invited me. You know, they were just hanging out, whatever. And you know, they were just, you know, being cool. I'm very antisocial, so I was like, this is weird for me too. Like, I don't want to hang out, whatever. And then for some reason, it just hit me. It hit me, and it was like, Jesus Christ, Andy, like, you're not attracted to women. Like, get it together, dude. You like men. You're fucking gay. You're fucking gay. Like, admit it. And that's when it kind of like hit me. It's like bitch, this is you. Like, enjoy it, praise it. You know, be yourself. And I wish I could have done that during high school. You know, I wish I could have just been myself. I mean, if then I had that idea in my head, like, why didn't I just go with it? You know, why couldn't I just be more open about it, you know, and just be me? Those are some things I do regret about myself. That and like a million other things. You know, I'm not perfect, unfortunately. I'm not perfect, and life is what it is, you know. Every moment in your life is an opportunity to do great things and make changes, and I never did it. So high school was what high school was, and it is what it is, you know. But I mean, again, I wish I did have that same mentality that Pablo kid had, and I wish I could have been. We could have been BFFs. I don't know. We could have like hung out and like be gay together or something. But yeah, this was a very interesting topic. I just wanted to get it out there. I've been thinking a lot lately, and all these things, you know, come to mind, and I feel like it's best to like let them out. Now I think it's best to just let it out and like get over with it, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much else to talk about. Let's see, I don't know what else I had in my agenda here. Yeah, I mean, it's I just think about it. I think about again the fact how I was so like undenial about being gay, and it's like, dude, like, you're fucking gay, and it's like, oh my god. I was like, no, like, I'm glad I went through with this. Like, I finally like realized I'm not, and like I can live my life now, and blah blah blah, and and then here I am, 8 years later, you know, just being me. Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna close this episode up. Thank you so much for listening to me, all my dumb shit that I come up with. I just want to let you guys know, just a heads up, a few changes are coming our way. Definitely next week's episode, there's going to be a huge change. So um, just keep in mind, I'm just letting you guys know so y'all can be ready. And so y'all cannot be shocked or surprised by next week's episode. All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much for listening to me. Um, just want to remind you guys that we are approaching the final episodes of the season. So thank you so much for being a faithful fan. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for watching our videos and all that. I appreciate it. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys, and we'll be back next week. All right. See ya.